So I just finished recording my review for Pearl, and then I remembered I watched Pinocchio, which probably not a good sign for the movie, right? So Disney, in true Disney fashion, has decided that they aren't going to make something new. They're not going to create a new story. They're just going to photocopy their old story in a worse way. And that seems like kind of the direction it's headed with most of their live action movies, which is a shame to me. Little Mermaid looks exactly that. They're doing that again. They did it with Aladdin. They did it with The Lion King. They just Lady and the Tramp. Stop doing it. Stop doing that. Like, that's not a creative thing to do, because you're not changing anything. You're not bringing anything new to these stories. You're just doing them again, which it's not new. It's not good. Like, you're not gonna gain anything by a real human person playing Aladdin. And you're certainly not going to gain anything by animating lions in a different animation style. Like, why are we doing this? That being said, I have been quiet. I've been very quiet about these movies. The Cinderella, the Beauty and the Beast. I've been quiet because that's not whatever. Like, hey, if you want to make those, that's fine. Something live action for a new generation, whatever. Like, sure, at least you've been doing okay with it. You're making things that are movies, right? They feel like movies. I've kept it to myself in my own little corner, but I can't anymore because this movie is garbage. This isn't even gonna be a review, just a heads up. This isn't even gonna be me diving into the smart things, all the cinematography and the script and no, it's just gonna be, I just need to get my feelings out and put them in a screen so that you can see them, because I need to vent. First things first, just animation styles. We don't even need to get into the quality of animation, and trust me, we will. The animation styles are completely different. Like, you look at the fox and the little cricket, the Jiminy, I almost called him Ralph, Jiminy, and then Pinocchio, and then, like, all of those are three distinctly different styles of animation. The fox looks like a weird, realistic humanoid fox. Jiminy looks like a very, very uncomfortably real cricket, and then Pinocchio looks like a very cartoon version of a puppet. He is the cartoon. They changed nothing. Nothing is different. Hey Zemeckis, hey Robert, hey Bob, hey Bobby Z, why are you making the fish sexy? Why? Why do that? To me and future generations. Then you get to the actual story, right? You get Geppetto, which I'm not even gonna touch on Geppetto. You know what? Because it makes me sad, so I'm not going to. And nobody watches these. You don't care. Pinocchio, he's not even like a main character in his own movie. If Pinocchio's whole thing is to be a real boy, this movie feels like it wants to be a real movie, but it's not. It's just this weird photocopy of a photocopy of a photocopy of a pretty good movie. I think I haven't seen it in literally like 10 years, but I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's good. I think it's good. It's better than this. Anything is better than this. I was trying to decide if I should do art for all of my videos, all of my movie reviews, and then I thought about doing an art piece for Pinocchio, for this Pinocchio, and it crushed my soul so bad I decided I'm just not going to. So if I don't like a movie, I'm learning this channel just like you are. If I don't like a movie, I'm just not going to draw art for it, because nah. There's no reason. There's no reason to do that. And there's certainly no reason to put art into this movie, because for some reason, the artists didn't even put art into this movie toward the end. Literally every bit of this movie is just like unbearable. The seagull's bad. The Jiminy's bad. The weird, like, the lady, the dancer with her little puppet. Again, a caveat, again, I haven't seen the original movie in several, many years. So this might be from the original. The kid with the marionette puppet who does the dancing, she's catfishing Pinocchio, right? Am I wrong about that? She's presenting this puppet face for Pinocchio that Pinocchio can connect with. Not a real thing, not an alive thing. Very fake, very wooden. And at some point he's gonna find that out, right? Or he's not, which is even more horrifying. Speaking of horrifying, Pleasure Island is supposed to be this place where Pinocchio, if I remember right, delves into all the dark passions, all of his dark urges that he wants. He wants to drink, he wants to smoke, he wants to crash things. Like, he enjoys Pleasure Island, right? In the original, yes, I think. In this one, he doesn't even partake in most of Pleasure Island. He takes a couple of sips of root beer and then and that's it. Like, he watches a guy play pool. Maybe he plays a little bit of pool. Not a crime, I don't think. He drinks root beer and they make it oh so clear that it's root beer, which I think is such a weird call to be like, it's root beer. Like, wasn't the whole point of the scene that it's beer? Like, it was, I think that was pretty intentional, and they just took that and they went, huh, root beer will make you a donkey, kids. Probably not, right? Like, that's probably not the message we want to send to children, that root beer will turn you into some sort of elder god donkey. I don't think that's the message we need to send. Speaking of messages that we don't want to send, Pinocchio's, the whole nose growing thing. In the original, I'm pretty sure that was a bad thing, right? Like, you don't want that to happen. In this one, he lies, he knows, he lies, knows, and then he instantly uses it to his purpose, to his gain, and then he achieves his goal, which I can't be the first person to point out that's not a good message to kids, right? Like, we don't want to tell them that lying will help you if it's used correctly. It's just things like that, where the whole movie, it just randomly cuts down every point that you would think it should be making, every point it quite honestly should be making, and every point that the original movie did make quite well. It just sort of cuts down and makes you go, well, then what are we doing here? Like, if Pinocchio doesn't really partake in Pleasure Island, then him facing the repercussions of Pleasure Island doesn't do anything, because it's just reinforcing exactly what he felt about Pleasure Island, right? Like, it's not a learning experience for him to just go, oh yeah, I was cool, I was right. Like, yeah, that makes sense. I called that one. The whole scene with Monstro is, it makes me so sad, because I actually really enjoy the Monstro design. That's a good thing. I can say a good thing about a movie. Monstro's design is great. Love a good sea monster. Who doesn't? The scene, though, with Monstro has, how do I put it kindly? You remember Spy Kids? Now, some of it looks fine, right? Some of it, the fish, ironically, looks fine. Throughout the movie, there are moments of CGI where you have to assume that they were not done, right? They can't have seen some of these moments and gone, yeah, looks good to me. It looks fine. I don't see anything wrong with that, because everything is wrong with it. The story of Pinocchio is of a boy who wants to achieve a goal, and he has to learn that he has to become a better person to achieve that goal, right? That's the point. This Pinocchio, the story that they told, is a boy who wants to achieve a goal because his dad wants him to. He doesn't do anything for the whole movie, and then his dad just goes, oh, you know what, I was wrong, I love you. That teaches children nothing other than it's your parents' fault. I was so angry that this movie wasted my time that I think I blocked it from my memory. It's just an empty husk of a film, I guess, to make you feel like you watched something, but you really didn't. Nothing's good about it, nothing's creative. The irony of releasing in a year where Guillermo del Toro is making a Pinocchio movie, that must be why the effects feel unfinished, because they saw the trailer for the Guillermo del Toro one and went, why are we even working on this? And that kind of stretches a little further back to me. Why make this movie? It's not good, and it was never going to be good. The best it could be is okay. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, if you want to hear more of my thoughts, click that like button, hit the subscribe button, comment below what movies you'd like me to see, comment what you thought about Pinocchio and why you hate it. Just let me know. I want to hear from you. Or don't. I am not your dad. Quite a bit like Geppetto.